to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only live selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. We about to get down, man. I don't know what was going on. I swear, any and everything to go wrong to get this stream started today. That's what's happening. So sorry, I'm so tardy to the party. But yeah, man, it's a method to the madness, man. Literally, this video showing that Trevor Ariza and LeBron, it showed Westbrook as well talking to the fans. So let me back it up this way. My work laptop won't let me be graded. It won't log on to the actual Wi-Fi here. I can't get the video. This little work tablet we got, I can't get it on here either, and it's just really made me aggravated. But sorry for the slow start, man. Shout out to Early Birds in the building. So let's cook. Rap God in the building as always. My guy Christian G in the building as always. In the building, I see you working. Yeah, man. You know, I'm pushing this content out in a timely fashion. You know how I go, man. I'll wait a week or two. But anyway, man. So I think I kind of laced out what happened. And it's just ironic that I just was talking about how the talk is starting to happen about LeBron going elsewhere. And right down the line, what we get? What do we get? We got the fans starting to turn a little bit because, and as I laid out in that video, man, Laker fans, like, it's excellence or it's nothing. So we happy to have you. I'm very happy to be here. That's not how I go down in La La Land, man. I think we all know that, and we're seeing it. When's the last time you seen not a whole, let me not embellish, but such a pushback from Laker fans for a star-studded quote-unquote roster like that. So to recap, LeBron, he was asking the fan how much you know about basketball besides the ball going to hoop. And that just shows frustration. When you start talking to fans like that, that comes from a deep place of frustration. Because that means you're probably hearing a lot of dumb stuff yelled at you. But I mean, let's not act like the fans not watching bad basketball. You just on the verge to lose by 30 to the Pelicans. I mean, come on now. What do you want? Trevor Ariza was just, he got incensed. He just called the fan a bitch. He said, "How you like that? You a bitch." And the dude was kind of woofing back at him. And you saw Russ kind of scrunch face doing the Russell Westbrook thing. And you saw Dwight Howard kind of his personality where it's like, why would you say that? He had that kind of look on his face. But yeah, man, Laker Nation is not having it, bro. you can ask for all the parades from 2 years ago all you want. You can do the passive aggression in the media. That don't work in La La Land. Or Russell Westbrook, you can hop off social media and try to quote unquote focus. That ain't how it work over here, man. That ain't how it work. Westbrook is bad for mental health. Yeah, man. But I want to bring up, I'm gonna have more of a panel type discussion because my video kind of threw me off since I can't have it. I know you want to come up here and speak your piece. I'm gonna allow you to do so, bro. If anybody else, I know Flight, you be hopping on every now and then. So if you want to, come on up and we're gonna discuss this matter because it is problem in Laker Nation. Where my Laker Nation folks at, man? Who would have seen like this besides me? Hoop Jar can tell you first. I'm on StreamYard. They're not letting me do it. Sub, I'm gonna send you the link to your text real quick. Golly, boy, this thing would not let me be great. All right, I just sent it to you. And Sub, if you can reshare that in the link, because when I'm in StreamYard, it won't let me do it. I should have did it on the regular stream. Oh, let me see if I can pull that off. Thank y'all for bearing with me, because usually y'all know I'm well prepared for these. This has been some B to the S. All right, well, let me pull it up. Yeah. Yeah, I had text this morning so you can speak on it. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But at any rate, I'll let Sub get a chance to come on up. I want more of y'all get on. I don't know how I can send it out. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna try to make it as a banner if y'all can. No, you can't copy it off the banner. Let me send out a. Oh, hold on. I think we're in business. There we go. There we go. Losing my faculties up here, man. I'm getting frustrated. Act like I just started streaming. All right, so Rap God says I'm a Heat fan. Pat Riley runs an organization similar to Jerry West and the Bus family. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm liking where the Bus family is finally starting to go is finding identity. Because you see, Jenny again putting Jimmy Bus out when he wasn't getting it done. And that Laker way kind of getting established and kind of running those old guys out like Mitch. And now, I mean, Rob Pelinka, his name doesn't land the most favorable, but at least they got their own system. They got their own way of ways, and we didn't fully capitulate to stuff LeBron wanted. So I think this is going to be kind of the beginning of a new identity as far as not being attached to Kobe so much. I know Rob Pelinka was his guy, not attached to LeBron being the de facto GM and the Lakers being their own thing now, running under the Bus leadership. So I'm looking forward to that. That's for damn sure. And then let me know, did that link get out, y'all? Did the link make it to the oh yeah, it sure did. Yeah, so and I just thought it's funny. I mean, Trevor Ariza, we're talking about a guy who has, a championship with the Lakers in the glory years, who I'm sure he has a strong affinity for, and he's out there cussing fans out. So I wonder what that locker room's like. Because usually, man, when you got guys like that interacting with fans that way, that's because they've been hearing the write-ups. They've been seeing the TV shows. And the fans watch all that stuff too, obviously. And it's like a fourth wall that breaks when the fans bring that to the actual arena. We remember back a few weeks ago, fans just flat out booing. Well, they booed the team last night as well. But when Russ was shooting the ball, everybody's like, no. Like, when do you ever see something like that? When do you ever see a professional basketball game where the fans are pretty much coaching from the sideline because what they see is so bad? That's an extreme indictment on what's going on with my basketball team. And I sit back with just that Cheshire cat grin like, told you so. I tell you so. The team's too old. Team's too old. The team doesn't have the defensive prowess. Getting rid of guys like Caruso, you just can't get rid of your glue guys. Now, I understand Caruso wanted to get paid. You want to go otherwise to fill that roster out. But when you take such a risk and such a swell of a contract like Russell Westbrook, this is what you get. This is what you get if it doesn't work out. Yeah, we stink. And we deserve all the criticism. Because you know how Lakers fans are. We be the first one beating our chest when stuff go the other way. We be the first ones beating our chest. So I can't sit here, and act like a little B.I. itch when, that medicine come back around. I'm going to call it how I see it. And how I see it is terrible basketball. And it's funny, man. I talk to a lot of brothers, who back home in Houston, and the subject matter of the Lakers comes up a lot. And I told them early in the season, I'm like, because they was, Russ going to get us back. I was like, that's not what people are saying around the city, dog. People are not saying that. People are, at the time, when the season first started, they were very leery about the idea of bringing Westbrook in and especially watching them play. Y'all remember the first game? Westbrook had like 7 turnovers in the first 9 minutes or something to that effect. Y'all can correct me in the comments. It was some crazy amount. Those two numbers may not be exactly correct, but then the first few games, his shooting percentage was like dumpster level low. Y'all remember that stuff? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I remember all this stuff. So then when it comes back around and we having a real hoop discussion, right? And everybody acts all flabbergasted and start pointing the fingers. Well, you saw the tea leaves. You should have been at least to be able to see the tea leaves early. That's your fault for not being astute and bring Flight on up here. What up, Flight? Chilling, man. Chilling.
It's crazy what it's come to, man. You see these guys arguing with the fans and all kind of shit like that. I can't believe it's come to this. LeBron James is looking like he working on his exit plan. And media, I'm
Man.
telling you, he got the media in his back pocket. I see Stephen A. He getting the Swan song ready for him. He's saying LeBron need to be considering it. The Lakers, they lumping you in with Westbrook, this, that, and the third. I mean, it's getting crazy in LA. You know, I don't know what's gonna go down. But this is bad. He got to lay in it.
As you said on the last stream, bro, it's his bed. He got to lay in it, dog. We can't keep making excuses, man. We can't keep making excuses. I won't do it. Because when I come in here and scrutinize other people, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, you don't say nothing about your Lakers. And I understand some of y'all get goofy in the comment section. I seen somebody say I'm a fake Lakers fan. I'm like, man, you can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it down the line. Look at my boy Between the Game Sports. What's up, dog?
Yo, what up, man? What's the word?
Yeah, man. We talking about this the mutiny going on, the coup from Lakers fans turning their back on. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Not that I can recall, not at the Lakers level, man. You know, they boo in Philly, they boo in New York,
Thanks.
but not at the Lakers level, man. It's just they stink, man. You remember when we was in high school, we used to see somebody that was garbage, we used to call them trash juice.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they are right now.
Yeah.
They're the epitome at the bottom of the dumpster, the trash juice that's leaking out the side.
Leaking out of strike. The trash is so bad and unattainable that it's trying to find another place to go. And it's trying to get to the drain where you know, synthesized trash goes. And that's what we're seeing right now with my Lakers, unfortunately. I hate to laugh about it, but it's just true, dog. It's just true.
Think they won't defend. And that's what's crazy to me, because Frank Vogel is a defensive guy, but the guys just won't defend. And in this league now, the way it's built, you have to have guys that are young, and you have to have guys that can defend, man. And so it's just they got none of those. They got none of those, man. Like the Reason pickup, I was down on the Kent Bazemore. I was like, oh my God, he's the most uncomfortable looking player I've ever seen. He doesn't look comfortable being a pro athlete. Like, so them two pickups, I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work. And then they went and got Russ. I'm like, good Lord. That's why I said in our previous streams, if Bron can win one with Russ, man, I'm putting him in the top 3. Lord.
Well, I'm happy you didn't kill Carmelo Anthony. You left him out of it. I appreciate that. You know.
Yeah, man. Flight of Knicks guy, man.
Bad to say thank you.
Yeah. I mean, because I think
know what.
Yeah. What'd you say, Flight?
No, I said I know you can find something to scrutinize Melo on, but I like how he didn't even bring him up. He talked about everybody. I guess Melo didn't, cause him as much hell as everybody else is causing.
That's facts. Well, I think most people are kind of seeing it for what it is now. Like, because Melo, like you said, has been a scapegoat for a long time for a lot of teams. And with the resurgence, I think we saw that LaMelo. We can see Melo that the stuff we said about him ain't exactly true. He can play off ball now. So you can't say he's selfish no more. You can't say he's not a team. Yeah, go ahead.
No, Russell Westbrook, he just took center stage. It's like, it's no blame. He got it all. Yeah. I mean, LeBron gets some of it now, but I'm telling you, they got Westbrook on center stage to take all of this. Frank Vogel is getting fired as soon as the season is over. They didn't fire Luke Walton in the middle of the season either. Some organizations let you finish it up. They're not like the Knicks. They'll get you up out of there in the middle of the season. Well, they're gonna do this guy with some dignity. It's Frank Vogel. They're gonna probably mutually part ways. You know how they do.
Yeah. The only one I seen that not happen was Mike Brown. You remember Mike Brown caught that issue, man. They got rid of that boy like 18 games.
Or he got fired, or did they mutually part ways?
Well, however you want to look at it, he got rolled up out there.
You gotta look in the wording, dog. The wording.
Yeah, it's all the wording. Now that's real talk. No, and it's a shame that, to your point of where we are now, that we looking like a clown show. We supposed to be the Lake Show. Let me get this comment real quick. Christian G says even when Kobe was on his way out, those final years they weren't booed then. It was more because LBJ being the leader, there's some office issues. And I would say I think they got booed a few times during that era, but the Laker faithful just got used to it. Like they knew we was rebuilding, so it was more like let's just kind of get behind what Kobe doing and then celebrate the wins where they at. I mean, because when you trot out Robert Sacre, you know what I'm saying, man, you definitely know what time it is. Ain't about to be no dubs coming out that situation. So
the Jordan Hills of the world, just
yeah,
my God.
man, you know what time it is when you trot that out there. Your expectations should be.
Too. Look out for the
What'd
Pelicans.
You say?
I said, watch out for those Pelicans, man. I know it's a joke, but the way the Lakers looking, I'm telling you, Pelicans are surging. You see what they did to them. You know, I would love to see them in the play-in. Yeah, I don't know how the seedings will match up, but who knows what might happen. But I'm telling you, Brandon Ingram, he would be delighted to roll into LA and ruin LeBron James' party. He would be delighted. You know, so I hope that works out.
I think
what he don't want to see.
That's facts, though. That's must-see TV. I gotta agree with that.
I think the Lakers and LeBron felt like their nostalgia and their veterans on the team, that these young guys are still being awe of these dudes, and it's just not the case, man. These dudes don't care who you are right now. These young guys are hungry. You got the Morants of the world, you got Jason Tatum's and stuff like that. These dudes are hungry. They vying for their spot in this era of basketball when you got Luka being the face, Greek Freak being the face. So these dudes are trying to carve their spot, so they don't really care about what you done did. And I think the Lakers miscalculated that whole situation.
I agree. You know what this reminds me of in Carlito's way, man. When Benny Blanco figured out he was bigger than Carlito. And when you open that jar, man, it's done. The fear is gone. Yeah. Oh, now I'm big dog down. And that's how every young team looks at the Lakers now. Like, it's like, oh, man, we can roll y'all out the gym. We know y'all going to come out with that slow stuff, and we just going to control pace. We know y'all not going to guard, and we're going to run you out the gym. Yep. And y'all got out, not only that, you got all the strife in the locker room. Because you better bet your bottom dollar that you're having some side conversation in that locker room. People feel that heat, especially being in LA. You feel that heat. You know what time it is. Because you know how it's going to go. People going to start pointing, doing that 3 fingers at yourself when you point one at somebody else. And you better bet your bottom dollar some of that stuff is going on in the locker room. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out. But, it's just a crazy scenario to see. Because like you're saying, the nostalgia thing didn't work out. So now you got to actually roll your sleeves up and play basketball. Nobody's scared of you or your reputation. And it's just hard times in Lakerland, man. I got to say. It's tough times. Swiss Life says he still got them going to the playoffs. I mean, we still may do that, I guess. I mean, but I think, Ray Charles can see blind and dead that we ain't going to do nothing if we get there. So, I mean, and the Lakers, again, we've never been an organization where we brag on playoff appearances, let alone finals appearances. So that's kind of like I get what you, I mean, I'm not trying to hold you to say that's a bullshit statement per se. I'm just saying that's kind of like small potatoes.
This is very small. This is miniature potatoes because they only hanging around due to this playing situation that just got implemented. 2 years ago? They would be on the outskirts looking in if this wasn't going on. I mean, I'm telling you, this is horrible, and there's no telling what could happen. See, everybody got it the way I see y'all moving. I applaud y'all. Y'all acting like it's in the bag. It's been a disastrous season, and y'all acting like the Lakers is just going to the playoffs. I'm here to tell you, if they play the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram putting up a 40-piece on them, and he's gonna send their asses home. Remember, I said it today on this show.
All right.
Stay away from the Pelicans. He's gonna go into LA and put on a show.
Yeah.
And look at who else is in that situation when they're playing bracket. Who else is there from 8 to 10?
I don't know. I know
9 and 10 is LA. Who's 7 and 8?
I ain't looked at the stands in a few days. I know that.
If anybody bought a computer, I mean, I don't know if my man is about a computer. Somebody can check that out for me. But just check and see who's because I mean, it could be problematic. There's no guarantee. I don't think it's a guarantee they beat the Pelicans. Not in LA. Not that rivalry. Brandon Ingram don't like him. It's Venom now. CJ is there.
Yeah. I forgot CJ McCollum there.
They can put
on job on the line.
CJ can go off when he needs to.
Yes, David Griffin can use that wing. I tell you what, if David Griffin beat the Lakers in the play-in, they're gonna trade Zion before they fire him.
Man, that's a whole other video right there about Zion. Now.
Yeah, that's what
Lakers at 9. Okay, Christian G doing the Lord's work. All right, so he got the Wolves at 7. We're not going to overleap them. Clippers at 8. Yeah. Clippers at 8.
Oh, Lord. See? Man, y'all been talking about this a guarantee. See, how they going to – you think they're going to beat Minnesota? I think that's a better matchup. You think they're going to beat the Clippers? PG and Kawhi is coming back. That's confirmed.
Them Clippers, man. Them Clippers play hard. They play well. They don't care who's giving them right now. And Tyronn Lue can just coach.
Yep. Hey, I'll tell you this.
It's scary. I'm concerned
I watched the Clippers play, bro, with Paul George was still on the team at the time. And I ended up going to the game because it's right up the street. And I kind of expected to see like a terrible basketball game. They played the Heat. Oh, it was such a good game, man. Clippers, like you say, they play tough. They play smart. And even with no Kawhi, like I had to really it took me like a quarter to realize that Kawhi not playing. I was like, damn, man, it's a pretty good basketball team, all things considered, man. So I do got to co-sign what you were just saying, Will, because I remember it just hit me like a ton of bricks because the year just started. And, obviously I'm thinking I'm going to go watch Kawhi and PG. I was like, oh, damn. Kawhi ain't on the team right now. It took me a little second, man.
I hope they make it, though. I'm rooting for you. I ain't gonna lie. The playoffs will really suck if he misses.
I wouldn't feel no type of way.
They'll scare one of them teams.
Will know me, man.
Tell you what, those teams up top don't want to see him. Golden State don't want to see him.
Don't want to see who?
LeBron don't want to see the Lakers because I think LeBron. Listen, I think if the Lakers get to the playoffs, I think it could switch off a little bit because, it's matchups. It's forget about what happened in the regular season. It's just a matchup. So I don't think LeBron fears Golden State. I think Golden State is playing at a whole nother level. But it all depends if LeBron can flip that switch. We're gonna see if the switch is there. As of right now, it don't look like the switch is there. And
I think Anthony Davis fell off LeBron and activated or something the other day. I think he just said that. And then I saw that I want to say the Lakers are 4-20 in their last 24 games or something like that. One of these talk shows said it's way below 500 in their last, such and such game. But again, not being able to defend AD, not being there, but you keep a THT for Lord knows what reason, and you don't get a tough-minded guy like a Kyle Lowry, it's biting you in the butt right now. If they got Kyle Lowry, they're good because he's able to kind of sustain some things, get you a charge or two, change the momentum of the game. He hits big shots. You get that kind of guy.
Caruso. They could have played Caruso.
Should have cashed out.
Who John was mentioning that. You said that. You said that was the glue guy. You just can't let these guys go. They hold everything together. Now it should have fell apart.
You need those type of guys that make game-changing plays, man. You need those type on the defensive end.
That's facts. No, because your team just can't be a bunch of names and like little random skill sets. It all has to come together, especially when your stars are off the court. Like, what are you made of? What's your identity, for that second group and what have you? Or when it's time to go small, or when you're playing against a tighter game, what are you made of? And so what we see right now with the Lakers getting rid of guys like that, we saw that the bottom kind of fell out. And as far as we just were talking about the playoff mode activated shit, well, we saw that not work 3 years ago. Yep. When we got Peter rolled by Phoenix by 30 after he said that. That's when Phoenix was bad Phoenix. I was just like, what it reminds me of? Y'all seen that movie? I know you know. Undercover Brother. Man, you remember that boy platform shoes weren't working? He tried to get on up out of there with that platform shoes wouldn't work no more. Yeah, that's what it was, man. So you can only go to the bag so many times if it ain't there to begin with. And I think that that sounds nice for him to say that to try to get himself going. That's how you get moxie going. It kind of like your last ditch effort to try to get some life into your team. But I just think, again, I'm being consistent since before the year started that it's not going to work. And this is not working worse than I thought. I thought we'd be like a 5 seed, 4 seed. But I was like, we're not going to beat Golden State. We're not going to beat. I thought the Clippers would be healthy. So I was like, I don't see that either. We're not even going to beat the Grizzlies in a series. I knew that already. They play too fast. We play too slow. And lastly, I knew we weren't going to beat Phoenix. I was like, unless Westbrook just went crazy, which he has not been doing in the last 4 or 5 years, how do we get over the hump? what do we do that's going to overpower other teams? And I never saw it. So this is pretty disgraceful, man. And I want to say, let's kick around the idea that Flight was just saying. What's the ramifications if we get leapfrogged by
the Blazers,
the Blazers and New Orleans? Like, how detrimental would that be for us to not make the playoffs at all?
Oh, damn. Oh, man. You got to consider LeBron James now. Because at the very least, you should be in playing situation at the very least.
Yeah, facts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
AD was hurt. I don't know when he's coming back. He will be back, though, right?
Yeah, he's like a few weeks, man. AD going AD, man. His body just built like, two toothpicks.
This last injury wasn't his fault, but a lot of his injuries are it's because of him. He flails. He doesn't know how to land correctly. It's like he's still trying to get used to being tall. Like, you've been tall for a while now. So at this point, you got to learn how you got to learn how to fall. The same thing happened with Derrick Rose. He didn't know how to land correctly, and this is why his knees kind of went out the way it did. But you got to learn how to land correctly and brace the impact. Get ready for the impact. And then all the flailing crap. Like, stop doing that. You putting yourself in bad situations to get hurt, and I'm sick of seeing it, man. It's too good of a ball.
I'm with you all the way. And super chats get priority over here, so we're gonna switch the topic to my boy Christian G's example. But before we do that, man, I ain't done this in a while, man. I'm over here slacking, man. We gotta get that dollar bill. Money. Yeah. Money. Yeah. Appreciate you. Shout out to Players Club, man. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, so let's talk about it. So Christian G says, let's guys talk about this. Did the Lakers not swapping Wall and Westbrook really nail the coffee in them? I don't think Wall was going to make them better, but getting rid of the cancer, talk to me. Absolutely. I'll put my opinion out first. Absolutely. And you're right. I've never been high on John Wall. I've always said John Wall is overrated because I don't like shooting. Let me see. I don't like combo guards who can't shoot. And you're sub 6'5", 6'6" where your size can overcome that. I don't love that. And you're basically getting a taller version of Westbrook, less baggage like Christian is alluding to. So yeah, I think we missed a huge opportunity with that. Because at worst case, you can bring in a guy just maybe with kind of like a little pit bull ready to go out the cage because he ain't played all year. He's just ready to go. So maybe that moxie, his appreciation for the game, maybe that triggers something. And at minimum, we got to give him under that Westbrook salary. That's like the only salary that would kind of match. And we can, get something going, man. And I thought we dropped it. I don't know why we didn't pull the trigger. Y'all can remind me. I think it was because they wanted another draft pick that we weren't willing to give up, which we don't even have in the first place. So yeah, y'all bring me up to speed on that. I kind of forgot a little bit about that, but great topic, Christian. I like that.
I'll go. Well, let's go back to he ain't played. Let's be correct. John Wall ain't played in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Two, I would say he would have been a better overall situation for them because even though John Wall, like you said, he is a combo shooting guard, he has played the point guard position more of his life than Westbrook has played the point guard position.
Yeah.
If you kind of follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think I think his ego would have been more in check to go into play with LeBron James. And a lot of people don't be understanding that. When you go play with LeBron, man, you have to check your ego at the door. Like, it's no longer about who you are. You're on LeBron James's team. Wherever he's
and Will, let me sidebar with this because I lost my point. That's absolutely right. And that's why Frank Vogel's gonna finally catch that issue. Because he came in and checked his ego with LeBron. What he should have done is what Eric Spoelstra did is like, no, y'all are gonna play defense. And if y'all remember when the Heatles first got together, they was like, man, he wants to play all his defense, man. We just kind of like doing our thing. Eric Spoelstra never been. You remember when LeBron ran into him, act like he was on accident? You got to be that kind of person to get a person of that stature to respect you. So he didn't check that ego at the door. He let his ego go, and Frank didn't. So here's what you're seeing down the line 2 years later, that ego that you didn't check of his, now you can't come back and end around with it because that's the culture already. So let me say that as you keep going, bro. Oh, it'll get you dropped down. I'm over here. Did I kick you off?
Nah, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. I looked up. There wasn't nobody. I was like, all right, shoot, I must be cooking. Will ain't talking.
You're exactly right, man. It's just you got to be able to check your ego when you go play with this dude and understand that you're gonna get 98.9% of the blame, 99.9% of the blame when things aren't going right, and then none of the credit when things are going right. So I think Wall, what you saying that he's been out for so long, I think he would have understood more that he needed to change his ego, change his kind of playing style. But Westbrook is not that type of dude. He's just very, very. I'm gonna do me regardless. Like he that I don't know what he got a spicy nacho chip on his shoulder or something. It's just he just won't let it go, man. And it's he should have been coming out. He should have been with the second group from the get-go if Frank Vogel and LeBron would have did this thing correctly. Put Westbrook in the second group and allow him to be Westbrook. You're gonna have your turnovers, of course, but allow him to get those stats in that second group to continue to have the energy. But he's not a starting point guard anymore.
Yeah.
He's not a starting point guard anymore in this league. So the game has passed him very, very quickly and in a short amount of time, and he don't see it. Like he really either he don't want to see it or he can't see it.
Well, that's why I named the last video we had on him called "The Emperor with No Clothes." You remember in that story, the Emperor with No Clothes was going around thinking he had this gold and shimmering gold, and he was the flyest thing out. And everybody looking at him with your invisible suit, you look like a damn fool. So that's what it is in my view. I mean, I think now, and I kind of alluded to this a little earlier, with the fans telling them, no, I don't think he's ever experienced anything like that in his career. I mean, who has though? Who has? to be fair. To be fair. People are overtly, for every Kendrick Perkins that's gonna protect your ego. Now people they get more courageous, or they get more emboldened to come in and criticize you openly now. Yeah. And I think that's why he's so, open with this. He's hopped off social media for a while. Because I'm sure people are trolling the hell out of him, and I don't follow him, so I don't know. But I'm sure people are trolling his posts. I'm sure he's starting to see stuff that he never saw, because for every one of, again, a Kendrick Perkins who's going to back everything he does because he loves him, people might, like me, like, okay, that's cool. You're a great player in your past, but right now, you're not a good ball player, man. And the fans are starting to say it. And I was on the stream. I'll leave this content creator out of it. She's a sweet girl, but she loves Russell Westbrook. It is what it is. I was on there trying to explain to her, I can chronicle out the last 10 years of why you should have seen this coming as an ardent supporter. And the fact that you did it because you like all the good stuff he does, no problem. Just know why you behind the train right now, right with him. Because you saw this coming. 4 teams in 4 years, man. You tell me a quality player that's had a situation like that. Sorry.
That's just like we say, like if you let's put this in dating terms. If you're a girl and you got four different dudes every year, then who is it?
Yeah.
Who is it? Is it the dudes or is it you? Which one is gonna be, man? And remember our high school coaches would say to certain dudes, like, son, you open for a reason. I don't think anybody
That's always what you never want to hear as a hooper. You never want to hear that one.
Nobody's ever told him that, dog. You open for a reason, dog.
Yo, that reminds me. I remember this is a funny story. Let me see if anybody in the store. It was my junior year at Prairie View. We was about to play against University of Louisville. And at the time, they're like number 3 team in the nation, number 5, something like that. And we had a dude on our team named Blaze Lau, man, 6'10" African dude. Blaze, tallest dude on the team. He hardly ever played because Blaze my guy, but Blaze wasn't very good. And I remember we was practicing at the game before, doing scout team and getting ready, going up and down. And again, Blaze 6'10", and he posted up one of the guards. My guy Phil Scott. Phil Scott about 6'1". You know what I'm saying? 6'2" on a good day. Old, rickety. So Blaze posted him in, and Blaze was like, ball. And then my boy called him. He overlooked him. He just passed it out. And then I remember, like, after that, the Coach Hawkins was like, he was livid that he didn't give him a post-entry pass. And Blaze didn't get mad till he saw Coach Hawkins was mad. So then he had to act like he was mad. So he started running, Carton, I had Phil on me. The coach like, motherfucker, I don't care if you had a midget on you, you ain't getting it. Boy, I was intense. Because he wasn't lying. Because Blaze, dog, oh my God. You know, man, if he was, oh man, come on, bro.
Ball down there for nothing, dog.
Come on, man. Come on, say. And the whole thing is, yeah, you had a guard on you in the post for a reason, because we all know in the gym you ain't gonna finish that. Go ahead. I just said that story, man. I ain't told that story in a while.
This is just very, very telling with these Lakers right now. And again, we're not writing them off. They still have a chance. You know, they can get in there and do some damage still, especially if they get a chance to play Phoenix with Chris Paul being out. We see Phoenix done drop their last 2 games. And it sucks for Phoenix because somehow, some way, Chris Paul always finds himself. And they're looking like they ready to, wrap up the West, and then here they go with this situation. So the Lakers still have a chance, man. I'm not off the LeBron James train as of yet. He's still serviceable, but can you do it 4 straight series, man? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. And I did a preview video about this, why the Lakers will win a championship, and then before the season started. And none of this is coming true. Anything that I said in that video, none of this is coming true, man. Still haven't seen a Kendrick Nunn sighting. Still haven't.
And I guess I was and shout out to Primetime in the building, man. I had maybe some tither of hope that the young guys like Kendrick Nunn could come in and give some young energy. Malik Monk, who's been pretty much doing that. If I had a slither of a hope, those guys would have to just kind of come into their own and change the culture. But I knew better. So, I appreciate you being optimistic for the whole outer optics, but old LeBron, Westbrook, no thank you. No thank you. Ain't gonna work.
It's like oil and water, man. They don't mix, man. Oil and water.
Oil and water don't mix. I just don't get it. Like, to be a sidekick, you gotta be a catch and shoot guy at minimum on some level. So why the hell don't you go get Buddy Hield, which I don't think would have even got us to championship level either. But you talking about a better product on the floor. It's no question. Better question. It's not a question, rather. And I went over like the top 4. I just don't see us, because if we do get in the playoffs, we got to play a high seed.
Yeah.
How do we beat them with the way we've been playing? How we beat them with this roster construction? Come on, man.
You got Phoenix. You know what? If the Lakers play Utah, they can beat Utah, because I never believe in Utah anything. Utah is gonna win you a bunch of regular season games if people pay attention. They're gonna win you 55, 57 games, and then they're gonna give you a first round or second round exit on a yearly basis. So
yeah, that's pretty much the Nuggets too. They've been doing that for about 20 years.
So that's just kind of who they are.
But that's how bad I think we are, though. We're that bad. We're losing them.
Yeah, and Christian said you got to get rid of the dead weight, but you still got to salvage this season, and you can't just wave the white flag and say, you know what, it's over with. If you're a Lakers supporter, if you're on the Lakers team, you still got to be like, you know what, we got to figure out something to get ourselves into the playoffs. So, and then crazier things that happen in these playoffs before. And I want to make a point about
go ahead.
Russell Westbrook. I didn't realize how bad of a defender he was until this year. This dude is to be that athletic, to be one of the most athletic guards in NBA history. He is terrible on defense. He has terrible hands. You don't see too many point guards who have terrible hands. Like that, it's baffling to me, honestly, man. So he's
and horrible instinct.
Oh, we all know about the IQ stuff. We ain't jump on that. And then the other thing is what they should have did. They should have sat Taylor Horton Tucker down and said, you know what, dude, you're gonna have to be a defender. Your arms are too long. You're semi-athletic, but you're gonna have to be a defender on this team. All this expo between the legs, yada yada yada. You doing? Hey man, we don't need that from you.
Yeah.
We don't need that from you. So and he's very very confident. And I think somebody said a story. I think it was Steve Francis or somebody said they was watching him in the G League, and he was like, man, I don't even belong out here, which is might have been true, but on the NBA level, you got to be a defender, man. You're not a star player.
Yeah. That's well, but again, so this is starting to show bad culture now. When your culture gets bad, then you start seeing the little stuff that kind of oozes out of the cracks. So basically, stuff that was like sealed tight with some nice little flex. What's that stuff called that Billy Mays used to sell? Flex seal. You know, that flex seal started to come off a little bit. So that trash juice started to squeeze out there. That is the culture. And so now you got guys like THT kind of getting above himself. I mean, he's year number 3 now. So I think he thinks it's his time, which most guys do around this time. So, I mean, I don't begrudge him for that. But, I mean, you know, self-awareness is very key in this world, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know where your game measures to where your pecking order is. And no, dude, you're not going to be one of them expo guys. You're too slow. I don't see it, man.
No, it's KYP, man. That's the old adage, KYP.
Know your personnel. Know your damn personnel, man. So
this shit that we was told years ago, it still applies to today, man. It just knowing who you are as a person, as a ball player, will tremendously help you succeed in life, man.
Absolutely. Oh, business just went up, man. Sub-Zero on the bill. I know he got something to say.
So what's up, man? What's happening?
Chilling, man.
Hey, man, it's a glorious day, man. Beautiful day in the Lord, man. Beautiful day that the Lord has made.
Man, well, why do I have a sense that that's not exactly what you mean?
Hey, man, any day above ground is a good day, man. God bless all the Lakers fans out there. I said this on the last video that I feel as though you can't disrespect one of the top 3 to 5 most powerful, wealthy, franchises on the face of the planet. You can't do them like you do Cleveland. Not even, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
And so what I think is about to happen is he's going to take a real blemish. He is taking a blemish on his legacy. And the problem that I think he's miscalculating is the number of Laker fans. Like, Lakers fans are all over the world, bro.
Absolutely.
Kobe is beloved. You cannot come into the Lakers organization, go to an all-star game and start bumping your gums, disrespecting the Lakers organization, bro. You can't do that. I'm leaving. You dragging the GM. You talking about you ready to leave. You want to go to another team. You want to do this. So you clearly made it abundant. I said that last. I said he's made it clear to the Lakers fans he does not want to be in their vicinity. And so you go out there, you give a lackluster. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I just be straight up?
Go for
it. In the NBA, what I noticed when the makeup of a team changes, they shock a lot of teams and they go on runs. Remember the Knicks when they put Jeremy Lin in there some years ago? It shocked everybody. People didn't have the scouting report. It takes a while.
Yeah.
CJ McCullough was a nice addition. And I think when time will tell that team that just beat them last night, that team is not a trash team. Now people, oh man, they lost to the worst team. I'm like, no, you see the old record, then they added CJ McCullough. They not the same team. The ball, the rhythm. I played on teams we was trash. You had one guy in the rhythm and he controlled the flow of the game. And it works like a sewing machine. So I just, I do think that. But that being said, I just think he really miscalculated, man. This organization, this is a storied franchise, man. They got like almost as title this shoot. They got probably just as many titles as Alabama got. Like, you can't come into that type of program and be talking like you don't want to be there. People, it's you either get down or lay down. That's just what he don't understand. And he thinks he's bigger than the Lakers. And I think this is it's going to be a blemish on his legacy, man. It's not And I'm not saying is that, look, I'm looking at all these other YouTubers, they kind of now reflecting back on his career and saying, man, we done bought into, I think Too Raw for TV, who I respect because he's very, very knowledgeable. He said, man, let's be honest. I kind of, he named off a lot of reasons why he said, man, we got to stop putting this guy over all these great people. And I'm like, listen, I could say top 10. I will. I don't even want to put him in my top 5. I think that's more so being a victim of the social media and the ESPN for the last 20 years screaming this guy's the greatest. So that's gonna affect how you look at stuff. But I think people gonna readjust, and that's how it is. They do that with everybody. They're doing it with Jordan. They did it with and I mean, if they gonna nitpick Jordan, we know they gonna nitpick LeBron. So I say all the older people that are fans of Kobe. Not everybody's fan of Jordan. Some people are Kareem fans. Some people are Kobe. There are a lot of Wilt fans out there. There are a lot of people that I'm a Barkley fan. Truth, I'm a Jordan fan, but I'm a Barkley fan too because I remember how dominant he was in his prime, and I know what he could have did today if he was given the chance in this NBA. He would be probably the best player in the league right now. And so it's not even up for debate to me so I think in time, man, his legacy is going to be all this manipulation, wanting the attention, wanting to be, somebody win in a damn wrestling match. He want to throw himself in there. Somebody win a gold medal. He want to put, that's like us when we won. And when I hit the shot and beat the greatest team of all time. And like, Steph Curry is a great player, but just beating him, Draymond and Clay is probably not going, I don't know if you can constitute that as, the same thing as what Kobe did when he beat the Celtics. You could probably say that Celtics teams was a tougher squad. They won more games, but everybody in the NBA, just like all rebounds and assists aren't the same, every win isn't the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So everything is not the same. It's not like everybody's playing the same team. And so then you can measure everybody fairly. You can't. Mm-hmm. So let's stop disrespecting guys. I saw a guy, he didn't play any good guards in the 80s. They had no good guards. And I'm like, damn. And I go in, I sent you the spreadsheet, I was like, man, it's a lot of Hall of Famers that these people just sweeping under the rug. They was averaging 24, 25 points. They trash. There were no 6'6" athletic guards till Michael. This is the type of stuff you see people saying. And it started with LeBron. I don't remember when in Jordan's era, Jordan respected. His vibe was that I'm going to always respect people. We can't play against each other. He said the politically correct answer. We all know Jordan thought he would have beat all of them. But that being said, did he open his mouth and say, I'm better than these guys? Kobe didn't say it. Kobe, the only time you even heard that was Stephen A. saying, Kobe said, I believe I would have busted. That's how Kobe thought. He had, and that's why we all know that's how Kobe really thought. But Kobe respected the greats. I think, and you see it in this generation of younger talent, a lot of kids coming out of single parent homes, they lack respect. Just like in hip hop, when old boy from Decatur, Lil Yachty, was like, I don't give a fuck about Biggie. I don't give a fuck. Like, then the other dude, Triple X Tentacion, was like, man, I'm way better than Tupac. Man, you don't get the fuck. I was like, what? You better than Tupac? Like, he was just, and I'm like, these cats don't have no reverence, no respect for the people that if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be there. Like, that's like me disrespecting. I'm from Montgomery. That's like me disrespecting Martin Luther King or some people. Some people you just like, man, I'm just holding him in high regard, respect. He did his thing. Keep it moving. I'm here. I'm doing me. But LeBron wants to usurp all that. And no, I'm better than everybody before me. I'm better than this. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm this. Look, I just, everybody, well, why can't he say it? The rules change with LeBron. Everything changes when he's afraid to compete. Why does he have to be a mean, a killer? Everybody's not a killer. When he defers, he's not a killer. Then when he hits a shot, oh man, he's clutch. He's more clutch. And then they go lie. They tell a lie on ESPN and somebody more clutch. When we know that's a lie. We know the man is not more clutch. With more games, he hit less shots, less game-winning shots than Michael Jordan and Kobe.
Well, that's what we run into, though. Oh, go
say
ahead,
what?
Go ahead, sir. No, I'm saying that's what we run into with LeBron. Like, it's the counting numbers. It's not the context. It's not the averages. It's just the counting numbers.
They pull it out. So they don't even do that. They doctor the numbers. Like in order to say that LeBron is more clutch, what they're talking about is he's hit more shots in game winners in playoff games. They don't matter. It doesn't matter that he played more games. That doesn't count. He hit more. That's what they did. That's not a stat that ESPN used to bring up. ESPN wouldn't dare go and say somebody that played way more games hit more shots, therefore they're better. Yeah. But that's what you're getting into now. And so now it's like we're propping up. I don't like propped up shit. Well, let me make my own choice. Before they had those debate shows, I got to make my own decision. Old heads used to make their own decisions about who. You don't get to make your own decision now. You go in the barbershop, you arguing with somebody that's been given a bunch of propped up stats. So, and it's like, now I got to sit there and try to unpack these. Like, well, that's not actually true because they don't want to hear that. All they know, well, they saying it on TV. And so now it's like, okay, that's it. And so I'm sorry, you know, one of the biggest stats I find is if you were to subtract LeBron's accomplishments from Michael Jordan's accomplishments, you would still have a first ballot Hall of Fame career. Damn. In 6 less seasons than him. I'm talking about, and that's including the Wizards. 6 less seasons. Jordan played 13 full seasons. If you want to count the 15 and the 17 games seasons, go ahead and throw them in there. Okay, 15 seasons versus 19 seasons. Jordan still achieved enough that if you subtracted everything LeBron has done from him, he still would have a first ballot Hall of Famer, a defensive player of the year, another 4 or 5 first team all defense, leading the league in scoring 8 times out, because I think Jordan led this, I think LeBron led it once, maybe this once or twice. Jordan led it like 11 times. So, I mean, you got that. So somebody that did all that, even if you accomplished everything LeBron did and subtracted it from Michael Jordan, you still will have a Hall of Famer. First ballot.
That's a hell of a stat. I never sat down and looked at it like that.
And it's people that we putting in the top 10 that got those numbers. That would be that first ballot. We would put somebody that achieved that in the top 10. But that's if you subtract it. That's just how great Jordan was. I'm not trying to say it like Jordan can't be top. But I'm just saying, let's not prop up this guy.
Basically Kawhi Leonard. I mean, because we talking 2 championships, 2 final MVPs.
Yep.
Which you get
defensive player of the year.
Yeah, defensive players and the scoring titles. Yeah, that's Kawhi Leonard basically.
Well, I mean, he ain't got the scoring titles, but yeah, other than that, he got the defensive player of the year. He damn sure first team all defense when he played. I mean, he pretty close. That's pretty much who you're talking about.
That's a hell of a resume.
I would say this. You said that LeBron James' legacy will take a hit. I don't think so, because LeBron is not for us. For the guys that's 30 and up, he's not for us, because when we were kids, we got a chance to see Jordan. And most people that were between the ages of 9 and 14 wasn't sitting back analyzing Jordan's game from, start to finish like that. We were enjoying it as fans. So in the fans' perspective, for these kids' generation, his legacy is still going to be good with them. Now, for the older folks, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. So in debate shows, let's say Ja Morant becomes this killer, and he already is a killer, but let's say let's say Ja Morant fuck around and get 5 championships in the next 6 years, right? They're going to be debate shows with people that are probably right now, and after that, let's say 6 years after that, they're going to be people right now that's in kindergarten that are going to be adults in 15 years. They don't care about, by then LeBron will be like Michael Jordan, like how they look at Michael Jordan today. That's how they'll look at LeBron. And they're going to come back. They're going to see a guy who played with who's who in the Hall of Fame, right? They're going to see a guy that played with 30. Brandon Ingram technically is an all-star now. So he done had so many all-stars, and Brandon Ingram was averaging right at 19 when he was playing with him. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't win with that, though. And so then they're going to look at Kobe, who won with Paul Gasol, who was never an all-star until he got with Kobe. They're going to look at all that, and I think they're going to take chips at him, because they did it they cheapened up Jordan, taking chips at Jordan 20 years later. 20 years from now, they're going to take chips at him. Plus, LeBron, unlike Michael Jordan, has way more enemies with his manipulation in the media. Everybody that's playing right now is being held down. Like, they're not even talking about Kevin Durant. They're not even talking about, they're not really giving Steph Curry his just due for real. They're not giving Kawhi Leonard. They're not giving Giannis. They're not giving all these guys, Devin Booker, none of these guys are getting any shine. And this guy's walking up court. That stuff is going to be remembered. And I think that's what I meant. I meant that in the future, when they trying to put up somebody else, you go just like they went back and said, well, Jordan lost in 1986 to the Boston Celtics. So he lost too. Well, yeah, he lost, but he didn't play but 15 games. They don't care. He was on restricted minutes. They don't care. They're gonna cherry pick. They're gonna cherry pick all the information. There's a lot of information to cherry pick with LeBron because it's so much bad information, bad stuff he done to where I just don't see where he's gonna be in the GOAT conversation in another 15 years, outside of just the points and the fact that they want to make it a sentimental thing with him and his son on the court together to break history.
But a lot of NBA fans don't become critical thinkers like that when it comes to stats or when it comes to analyzing a guy's game. It takes a lot to analyze somebody's game. The average NBA fan is not doing that. This is what I'm saying. So the average NBA fan that's right now that are kids, they're not going to be up there trying to break down every single little piece of his game.
You know what? Let me say this. You and me, you a baller. All three of us are ballers, right? So we know the eye test. We know when somebody got bitch in their game. We can see it, right? Like he got bitch in his game. Like let's just keep it a buck, right? So we can see it. But what I'm saying is, because of the debate shows, they were taking chips at Kobe. They take chips at Kobe. They chipping that way at I don't know how old y'all are. Look, man, if you saw Kobe in 06, nobody in their right mind would not put Kobe at least in their top 10. If you ain't got him up there, you really just you listen to ESPN, all the NBA players that played and was in the league at that time, they'll tell you now, man, I take Kobe over LeBron. They'll say that. And so I'm saying that the debate shows are still going to be around 20 years from now. So yeah, the casual fan, they'll just take some show. But those casual fans are going to be saying that about Ja Morant or whoever the next guy, the flavor of the month is when LeBron is gone. Mm-hmm. Then when what about LeBron? LeBron was better than him. That's when that person who's probably going to have his little version of Chris Paul talking in the media, hey man, I want you to say that this person is the greatest. But what about LeBron? No, he's better than LeBron. And the guy might not be as good as LeBron. But the media is going to talk about him year round, like they do LeBron. They're going to talk about him year round. They're going to talk about getting him help. All the top 5 talent needs to go play with this guy, right? Anybody that's a top 5 player needs to go play with whoever this guy is. His friends are going to be, like today, Stephen A. came up there and said that the LA fans owe LeBron an apology. Like, if that ain't manipulation, good luck. Like, wait a minute. So we can't boo you now? People was booing people from hundreds of years ago. Yeah. Now he can't get booed. Who the fuck is LeBron? But because Rich Paul is cool with, that's what that was. Rich Paul got on the phone and did damage control yesterday. And it influenced Stephen A. Smith. You could tell by what he said. Because the old Stephen A. would have said, man, ain't nothing wrong with the fans. You put up a piss poor performance, you out there stat padding that thing. He would have said it.
He always said that about the Knicks. All the players.
Time. Yeah, he's always saying that.
He used to do it with Stephon Marbury, but he won't do it with LeBron. Everything you did to Stephon, you should be doing to LeBron right now.
And but he's not. I'm gonna help you on this subject. And the reason why is because exactly what you're saying. Because when you build relationships with people in this game, even low level media, it's like you still want to talk noise about, if you don't want to help me, good luck getting fed this information. Good luck getting the inside on that stuff. So then it does serve a master. And to your point, to crystallize your point, it's like the same thing that make you smile, the same thing gonna make you cry. So it's gonna be funny when that next faction start to do that same exact thing by tearing you down.
It's gonna be another guy. It's gonna be somebody. I agree. It's gonna be somebody else. Probably the next. We probably already got them in the NBA. We just don't know who they are. And then they're gonna mess around and take over the NBA. And they're gonna have their entourage. And they're gonna have somebody, his homeboy is the agent, and it might not even be who we think. You know what I'm saying? Then he messing around and they're gonna be started. Okay, is he better than LeBron? Like, wait a minute, the dude just won 2 championships. I can't stand LeBron, but he did win 4. Even if you do got the weak ass bubble championship, it counts. So that's 4. But you'll have some guy win 2 championships because they were saying that in Miami. I was mad as hell. I was like, wait a minute, y'all they skipped.
You still there?
I think it's audio. Now he must have got a phone call or something.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. You can go and pick it up, Will.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh, we hear you now.
Yeah, I was saying that when Michael Jordan, when LeBron James won his second championship, they said if you go back to 2013, they was already trying to put him as up there with GOATs. They wanted him to be the GOAT so bad. And I didn't know nothing about Rich Paul. I didn't know who Rich Paul. I knew of him. I heard his mom, Dallas Maverick. Or not Dallas. What is his name?
Maverick.
Maverick Carter.
Yeah.
I heard that was just his little entourage. I didn't know how they were going out here talking to the media. I didn't know how they had Clutch Sports. They was getting all the players and moving them around. And any big that clog up the lane, LeBron didn't want them signed with any team that was going to be on his in the Eastern or Western wherever he was. He wanted to keep them away from the teams that can be contenders. I was like, wait a minute, bro. So he doing all that? I didn't know. And so as I'm analyzing this, I'm looking like, okay, is there ever going to be a situation like this again? I think so. I think because for one, they like Stephen A. really righteously doesn't get as much information as he used to get when he was younger.
There you go.
When he was cool with AI. When he was with AI, that was his boy. He had inroads in the locker rooms. He was cool with everybody. When he got up and he got on these debate shows, and LeBron kind of pushed away from nobody really like him like that, he kind of just have to hear through the cracks and go with gossip and rumors. That's why he get into it with a lot of them, because now he going with gossip. He don't really know for sure, like, because he used to be right there. He can call on the phone. Them was his boys. Like he used to, you know what I'm saying? He got into it with Glenn Robinson because he knew him. They was actually, you know what I'm saying? They used to be in the locker room. He used to see these guys. Nah, these shows, so these when they get older and Clutch Sports is gone, he ain't gonna have that no more. So somebody gonna come along and they gonna offer a dangle. Hey man, you wrong. If you want in with this guy, you got to do this. And they're gonna influence that stuff. And part of that is gonna be the first guy that wins 2 or 3 championships. They're gonna start saying, okay, he's on GOAT, because they want it so bad. The media wants another GOAT. They want to say, I was there during history. I know this guy. They want to be Howard Cosell with Muhammad Ali, right? That's what they want to be. And it's only one Howard Cosell, Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. I just don't think they have that influence right now, but they want it. And because they want it, like Brian Windhorst, in the way he came when LeBron in the finals that time, and Brian Windhorst was over there, hey man, you need to get him suspended, man. You need to talk to the league. He swung at your balls, man. You need to get him out of there. I was like, he did what? When I heard that, I was mad as hell. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that.
I was like, Brian Windhorst did what? So he went and campaigned to get Draymond suspended. Him and LeBron both went to the league office. You in the media, bro. You can't do that shit. I was mad as hell when I saw that.
The game has changed, man. Again, a lot of people are trying to build their own personal brands. Whether you work for a network or not, you still trying to build your own personal brand. And so what you're saying, them dudes trying to attach themselves to a certain guy, you're definitely gonna see that in the future, man. It's happening now at the AAU level with guys like a Mikey Williams. These dudes are surrounding him. I don't think Mikey Williams.
He a millionaire. That boy already a millionaire, man. I like him. I actually like his confidence.
He's very confident.
I like Mikey. I'm actually pulling for him. But you do see it with him. Like you see in the social media, this cat is already a millionaire just off of
social media managers now, man. I need to get in on that shit actually. But that's a different story. But yeah, they have social media managers, man. It's a business from the top to the bottom, even to the low level high school level that I go to and watch a lot of games, man. These dudes are, social media famous before they become famous. And I say this all the time at AAU. We are crowning these guys and treating these guys like pro athletes before they even done anything. And
I'm gonna say this, bro, and this is where I in my homeboy, and this is what I think everybody needs to realize, man. Like, you're only gonna get one Kevin Durant in a gym. You're not gonna get a guy like that. That's 6'10", put sick handles, athleticism, can score. We don't know if Chet Holmgren is gonna be that. The guy over at Gonzaga. right? We don't know that. But these kids are coming out of high school. They playing 8 months. They're on campus from like August to March. They withdraw from school. They know they know they're a lottery pick, right? So you go to school 8 months, really about 6 months, right? And you leave, and then you know you're gonna be a lottery pick. All they doing is just lifting weights and working out. There is no senior. Like one thing with college, man, like working and building your way up as a senior. Like when we were kids, Rodney Rogers. Well, when I was a kid, Rodney Rogers, AC Earl, all these different guys, Curtis Bostic from Cincinnati, these were like juniors, seniors. These guys had seniority. They were on the bench. Vince Carter was on the bench at North Carolina at first. He wasn't just, you don't just come out as a freshman. If you were a freshman and you hit average 8 points, that was used to be great. Now a kid come out of high school as a freshman, go to college with some guys. You got to think, man, these are grown ass men. Some of these kids been red shirted. They 22. One of them went to the military. You got 23, 24-year-old grown men, physically stronger. So you 17 years old coming out there, and you supposed to go out there and hit 30 points on these guys. And if not, you trash. They done ruined it, man. I wish they would go back to letting these kids. I understand you want to give them money, find a way to pay them. I have no problem with them making money, but seniority has to count for something. You should be able to have to get out and work and build up. Because going into the NBA used to be about grown fucking men. You go to the NBA, like you look back at those teams with the Knicks and the Bulls, and I mean, even the Bulls them dudes was in their late 20s and 30s, physical specimens. They wasn't just out there like kids. And now you got all these kids. He's 6'11". He can dribble. He can do this. Like, can he box up? Can he box out and rebound? Can he block shots? Can he post?
Boxing out
he can shoot the three. He can shoot the three though. We're like, yeah, but shit, I got a 6-foot guard that can shoot just as good as him. But yeah, but he's 6'11", and I'm like, well, yeah, but he ain't Kevin Durant with it. I said that same thing about Thunmaker. I remember when he was in high school, me and my teammate from college got into it because he sent me the video. He's like, man, this kid is amazing. I knew them Africans lie on their age anyway. I said, man, he might be about 30. That's the first thing I said. I said, plus, I said, a lot of them cats, everybody trying to get the next Kevin Durant. They want this kid to be so tall. And man, fuck that. Just put the ball in the hole. If it's a post, can he post? Learn the post shit first. Then, yeah, you can step out, dribble, triple threat. You could do all that. Learn the basics. They don't do that. They just get them on these AAU teams. They want the kid at 6'11" to run point guard, right? And it's just, I'm like, this. Yeah, he can dribble, but is he the best at it? No, he all right. Shit, I can get a 6'3" guy. Yeah, but he's 6'10". Why don't he go down there and block some shots? Why don't he post up? Then you get to the NBA, everybody's shooting threes. It's a terrible product. Right? And everybody keeps telling us, well, they're so much better. They're so much more skilled. Well, yeah, they ball handlers and they shoot the three. But they missing in other skills like this shit, defensive, interior defense is weak. They don't know how to play interior. It's only so much time you're going to play ball. If you focusing on how to cross up and shoot the three, you're not working on that hook shot. You're not working on that bank shot like Tim Duncan. You're not working on how to play defense in the lane, how to stop people coming through the lane and getting wide open shot, how to move your feet on defense in the lane, just a lot of different things these bigs aren't getting no more. So I think it's a trade-off. Yeah, they can shoot the three, but most of these cats is little no-name guys that wind up averaging about 10 points. Then about 3 years later, they out the league. It's a waste. I'd rather you play college, to come in, you already got your physicality, you strong, you've been playing, now you've got the body of a grown man, you more mature. You know how to, you're not out here doing dumb shit, fucking with strippers, because you older, you understand. You take a 17-year-old kid like LaMelo, some 30-year-old chick then caught him up, now he got a baby on the way. Right? And some chick, I'm like, damn, that's because he was 17. First time he getting out here, he in the NBA, he fucking all these different types of women. He needed to go to college, become more mentally mature, come in at 22, 23. And now he understand, he different. But now 23, you an old man. I hate that shit. And that's why LeBron was able to dominate for so long. Because you got talent that doesn't get really, like, developed. They don't get to develop. If you ain't kicking ass at 20 years old, you're a bust. Look at Zion. Now, Zion is trash. I'm sorry, he is. But What I'm
I never
saying is
liked this game. I never liked this game.
he trash. But because now if he really wanted to, he could be great. But what I'm saying is he's trash in that he doesn't want to put the work in. But Zion, it's only been what, about a year and a half, 2 years? And they threw with his ass. He about to be out the league. What's the guy? Dennis Smith Jr. Y'all don't know if y'all know him.
Yeah, I know. No.
Man, look here, that boy. I love that boy game, but he a journeyman because he couldn't pay. He played for Rick Carlisle, didn't get along with him, and that was it. He went to the Knicks. That's a terrible place for a young player to develop. Now he a journeyman. He gonna probably be out the NBA and overseas in a minute. He didn't get developed because they don't do that no more. Just like music, they don't develop musical talent. So it's like you need that. Like that's what San Antonio does. San Antonio makes, like, look at the players that come out of San Antonio. They go places and they have long careers, even if they're a role player. Like, what's his name playing for Brooklyn right now from Australia? You know what I'm saying?
Patty Mills.
So, so at the end of the day, this dude. Yeah, but go ahead. I was just making that point.
Yeah, I don't know. Cliff, you still up?
Yo.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know where he at. But no, you're right, man. It's the same thing in reporting. There are no real journalists out there anymore. And it's all about, getting the story out there first, getting the rumor out there first. People are not doing their due diligence to get the information correct. They're just getting it out there. And it's the same thing with the NBA stuff. These kids their goal is to get to the NBA, which is great. But a lot of these dudes get in there and they're not ready for it. And then again, you still have all these agents and these peers in these kids' ear. And once they get that idea in there, they're no longer listening to their college coach, man. And that's why a lot of coaches don't want to deal with this era anymore, man. I've talked to a lot of college coaches. It's like it's hard dealing with these kids because they are famous outside of just their general area. When we were in college, I was famous at SFA. Like I was famous in my bracket or my region of my, East Texas region. But these dudes are famous across the nation, across the world, and you get all this, you start seeing all this stuff. Eventually, you're going to start believing in that.
Yeah, you will, and you'll be like, "It's my turn."
Yeah,
and a lot of these parents aren't ex-athletes; they don't know, and so they like, "Shit, I want my child to be my child. Going to be a lottery pick. He's number 85 in the country."
Yeah, it's bad.
Right? Like, not that he can't, but he's going to have to come to college and work. Well, being number 85, top 85 player in the country, you're still a great player, But, that kid in his mind, I coached AAU some years ago, right? We was playing, I was coaching like a little low-level AAU team. It wasn't even a high level, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, the kids, the parents would pay the money and so their kids could play and stuff. And, bro, when I tell you a lot of these kids, I would try to show them stuff. They trying to challenge me. I'm better than you. I'm like, man, I'm 40 years old, bro. Like, I'm talking about, I don't give a shit. I'm 40, bro. I don't, like, damn, like, just listen. I know how to play. And so, you play, I beat the shit out of a couple of them. Like, all right, let's play. Yeah. But I got to show you that for you to listen. If I can teach you how a triple threat, why a triple threat will make the game so much easier instead of all that damn stupid ass ball handling. You trying to throw the ball between your legs and it go out of bounds. Like, see, you ain't have to do that. And I try to explain little stuff. I try to slow the game down. Man, them cats still wasn't trying to hit nothing I had to say because they felt like, well, hell, I played so-and-so. I hit 25 points. Yeah, but ain't nobody getting you no letters, is there?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody see you. So what, you hit 25 on some little low-level team?
Why
you even got it on fit. You don't even got it on video.
They scored 25 and they man got 26 in the win.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you did that. Even if you are getting letters, it's like the more success, the worse you got to deal with. Because now, if they do succeed, you can't tell them shit. I know a dude right now, like I said, I played ball with this dude back in 95. He came out 95. I came out 94. This dude, to this day, walks around Montgomery, Alabama like he is Mr. Basketball. He was Mr. Basketball in 1995. Okay. Like 6'8", Mr. Basketball, played for Alabama. Okay, he was a hell of a ball player. But those years are gone. That shit gone. We all grown men now with bills and mortgages. This nigga halfway speak like he think he like you supposed to kiss his ass because he played ball way back in the day.
Thinking that, yeah, I know a bunch of dudes like that, man.
I'm like, nigga, that shit, like, let that shit go, bro. Look, I run an academy. You might fuck with me. I might can help you get a job. You ain't even graduate from college. You know, and my homeboy knows some things. I ain't gonna put all in information, but I know some shit that you ain't got your shit together. So it's like you ain't got your shit together, but you run around this bitch, chest poked out, nose in the air. I'm so and so, and you know, sometimes I'm glad I rode the bench in high school because it taught me, man, I don't give a fuck who you are. You treat everybody with respect, treat everybody the same. Don't judge a man's manhood off of basketball. And you look at LeBron James, you see. He didn't have that. 8th grade up, he's had his ass kissed. He's the chosen one. And so
literally
you leave high school at 22 years old, your ass in the NBA finals in like 2007. He in the finals. You couldn't, and they was like, oh my God, we've never seen this guy's just imagine what he's gonna do. And then he kept losing. It's like, well, we said it, we put all these expectations on him, but he's not living up to them. Now, had he stayed, I'm going to tell the honest to God truth. Had he stayed, got a couple of pieces, like one more piece, probably like Chris Bosh. That's all he needed. He would have won. He would have beat the Celtics. All he needed was Chris Bosh. Because that team focused on him. If they'd have gave Bosh would have got off, he would have been all right. And you know why I would have respected him more? Because he would have did what Giannis did, which was win. He would have did what Kawhi did, which is win without doing all that shit. All this. He needs the top 5 talent. He needs this. He needs that. And I know a lot of times when I get on these videos, people think I'm a LeBron hater. I am. I don't like his ass.
Bosh would have been his early AD, man. He would have been.
Yeah, he could have got Bosh. Bosh would have still been able to average over 20 points.
Yeah.
Right. And you just get you. Mo Williams was enough offset scoring. You was winning 60-something games for a reason, bro. You didn't have to run to Miami. You probably would have lost again, but it would have went 7 games. Then you would have got over the hump. And you would have went to the finals. And then you probably got your ass handed to you by Kobe. But that first year, but you probably won. You eventually won you a championship, man.
Man.
And then it would have been like, look, you can leave now. He did it. He's a homegrown kid. He built his way up. He didn't cheat. He didn't do the steroid way. He went and did what he's supposed to do. And he got his chip.
That's my most hated miss moment, I want to say, in NBA history. LeBron and Kobe not playing in the finals, besides the Rockets and the Bulls not playing. That's probably
that's the thing. He talked trash to Kobe one Christmas when Kobe came to Miami. He was talking shit to Kobe. And I was mad because I was like, okay, Kobe's starting to get old.
Yeah.
And you remember that game where Kobe's like, bitch, I'm a champion. You remember Kobe stayed after the game and shot all them jumpers? I don't know if you remember that. But everybody was like, yeah, he got the best of LeBron. You know, this is passionate. LeBron got the best. This is the passing of the torch. I didn't like that shit because LeBron, even apples to apples, wouldn't have been able to beat him. But you still had D Wade in his prime. So you got 2 D Wade, you got D Wade, you got LeBron. Kobe by himself, and all he got is Pau Gasol.
Yeah.
Right? And sometime a flaky ass Lamar Odom. Right? That's it. And that was it. Sometimes he showed up, sometimes he played like shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is, and I always say this in sports, man, if you're going to compare athletes, make sure that everybody is, you looking at the same rebounds. Everybody got the same rebounds. Everybody got the same. If it's not, like, all of LeBron James's rebounds aren't the same as Patrick Ewing. Clearly, anybody that understands basketball knows why.
Yeah,
but when LeBron fans, when you talk to him, LeBron's the GOAT. He got 20,000 rebounds. Like, well, a lot of them would, okay, like that. You're gonna say that same thing about Russell Westbrook, but we all know Russell Westbrook's rebounds, all of them aren't the same.
Yeah, and that's because the game has changed, and I see it even at the high school level. because of the bigs are playing out on the perimeter now, you have more guards driving to the basket. So who are the ones getting those rebounds? It's going to be the guards because the bigs are standing at the top of the key, so they're not crashing down. This is why the offensive rebound numbers are down because bigs are shooting threes. And what do you now? The NBA tells everybody to get back. No fast breaks. No fast breaks. So
it's really Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni's ruining it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to a game about 2 months ago, and it was around Chris. I want to take my son to a basketball game because he's just not touching the ball and stuff. So I take him to the game, and it's just three, layup, dunk, three, and they was breaking the most of them. And so I remember sitting and everybody was just looking at each other like, man, this is boring. Yeah, literally the third quarter, everybody got up and left.
It's bad, man. It's very, very bad. I have a hard time because I'm not too much younger than you, and so I have a hard time trying to adjust to this new era of basketball. But it's like if you don't implement this with these kids, when I used to run my AAU program, they don't want to come and play, and I'm sitting there teaching. A shot fake, 1 or 2 dribble pull-ups. It still works.
But I'm gonna tell you the problem, man. I'm gonna tell you what those kids don't understand. When they run into a kid that play that way, they gonna get their ass handed to them.
I have a prime example of a kid that when I first got him, teaching him stuff that I learned in college, and he told me after he got older, he was like, man, when I first met you, I hated you because you wouldn't let me boogie. You wouldn't let me do this. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to teach you stuff that's gonna get you to become a elite player at the college level. Slowly worked his way up in the ranks in high school. Went to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. He had one of the best careers in Texas A&M Corpus Christi history. Won the slam dunk contest in 2018. Got drafted by I want to say the Bulls G League team, and then you just got to be a different type of breed to stay in that kind of stuff. But he's 25 now, and he's told me, he's like, man, coach, everything you helped me do at that young age prepared me for college. I'm like, dude, that's all I was trying to do for you. I wasn't trying to hinder your game. I was just trying to add bits and pieces. He was athletic as hell, but he couldn't. Everything was either a 3 or a layup. And then when he got to college, he found out, hey, that defensive rotation is a little different on the college level. So you're not getting to the basket every time.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Most kids, if I had to choose, is either which shot would you rather work on, the 3 or the attacking the lane floater around 10 foot, 8 foot, like bank shot floater, like the Tony Parker, Kyrie Irving type shot? I'd rather you get that one.
Yeah, but
because that shot is a higher percentage shot, and it's gonna be there a lot more often than the 3. The 3. First of all, the further away from the rack you are, the more the shot is going to be more difficult. But you can easily get somebody turned, get a half step. You ain't got to beat nobody off the dribble. You could be in front of the person and hit that shot on them if you know how to. That's how Tony Parker, he would move in the lane slow. He didn't even go fast a lot of times. He'd just get in the lane, and when you couldn't stop it, he'll jump, glass, bucket. He run the other way. But kids don't want to do that. But when you catch it, you go to the gym, what everybody doing? They shooting 3s.
Well, why kids don't do that and why trainers don't do that? Because it's harder to teach. It's easier to teach a 3-point shot than it is to teach somebody to shoot a floater, to shoot a bank shot. So kids are lazy. I don't call them lazy, but it's man, what are the words? What's the word?
I think they are lazy, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. They lazy because I'm gonna tell you something. When we was kids, you go outside in the summer, you could tell it was summertime because kids were outside in the street. When the last time you pulled down the street and seen some kids throwing a football now?
Yeah. I stopped in my neighborhood one day and I saw some kids playing 3-on-3, and I got out of my car and I was just like, man, I'm glad to see y'all out here, man. And that's the other thing. I don't think these kids don't know how to play 3-on-3 basketball. And 3-on-3 exposes you a lot of your weaknesses. If you don't know how to play on 3-on-3, it's very, very hard to play 5-on-5.
Yeah, because look, I was an athlete, bro. So for me, I love up tempo, move up the floor. Man, I give your ass 30. Like I would, it'd be easy. Jumpers, 3s. I'm gonna cup your shit. You think you gotta let? I'm gonna come and put that shit on the square. That's what I used to do. right? But in a slow down game, okay, set the screen, run over here, hit the three. Okay, he got play the high low game, throw it in, lob, go back, dope cut. You know that shit. I hated it because I was so athletic and I could use it in the half court setting, but not like I could with a fast break. If I'm catch, you ain't boxing out, it's showtime.
Yeah.
You know, but in that half court, your ass got to really think the game. You got to think shit through backdoor cuts. Those are the guys that are good at that. Those guys don't ride the bench.
It's a totally different
Them
breed.
guys that understand that Princeton shit, that Princeton offense, backdoor cut, move without the ball, V cut, set a good solid screen. That's how you win three. Look, we played 3-on-3. Hoop, you remember Hoop It Up?
Yeah. I played in it.
We wasn't in the high position. We was in the second one, competitive. I think that's what they call it. We went to the finals, bro. Me, my brother, one of my homeboys from high school, and another dude from Alabama State. And bro, we went all the way to the finals. We lost, but we were pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that, and I was in like the 11th grade. And I had won the dunk contest and stuff out there. I was doing my thing, but what made it interesting was just listening to, looking at how we had to play. And I was like, that's when I figured it out. Like, damn, you can't. You got to learn that half court set. I played with a bunch of football coaches. They didn't really teach me basketball. So I didn't learn from them. I learned from getting older, getting out of high school, going to Atlanta, playing and running shoot with Hot Sauce and all of them. And I don't know if you remember Andre Perry from Alabama. I used to play with him. And a bunch of Alabama, like Elmore Spencer from UNLV, all us used to play. And then, I learned like, damn, it's a lot I had to learn. And then I went to JUCO. But I had to go out of school. I went out of school for a couple of years and sat out, then went. So you got to think, man, you in college, you got guys that play JUCO, they transfer in, they juniors, seniors. That's a grown-ass man. You got to do, I was playing at Tuskegee at 25 years old.
Yeah.
So you got a guy coming out that's 17. I'm on, man, I ain't finna let you be, you not finna know.
Too much pride on the line, man. I tell kids all the time, man, I see some comments and stuff. I can't pull them up. Hoop need to let me figure out. Put me on this StreamYard teams and stuff. I see Pope and tried to join in. Pope, you in here? Okay, I didn't know you was in here. I know he had it. But yeah, man, it's when I played in D1, man, I played against a dude that was 3A state player of the year in Louisiana. I played against JUCO All-Americans. These were my teammates. And here I am just a regular dude, man, even though I could outplay them. I was a bigger guard. So a lot of dudes and coaches looked over me because I didn't fit the typical profile. But back to what you're saying, dog, dude, they're grown men in college, man. Like Texas Southern right now, they have 7 seniors on their team. This is why they're tough out in the SWAC. Like, dude, they're losing some games, but their games have been competitive. But they got grown men on their team, man. It means something when you have leadership.
That's what Bronny's gonna struggle with. And I think LeBron ought to know better, man. Like, he shouldn't have said that, bro. He shouldn't have said, my son, I'm gonna play with him. Like, just do it. Don't say it. Because now everybody in that class hates that. That kid is probably every game, he only averaging 10. And it's probably because motherfuckers is like, oh, nigga, you ain't getting shit on me. Because they probably they making it hard on him. And he's not really getting a fair shake because your dad is being narcissistic, saying, hey, I want to play with my son. So you got all these dudes that busting their ass trying to get their mom out the projects, cockroaches everywhere, freezing and shit in the middle of the winter. And you up here talking about you gonna just put your son ahead of this dude. Wait till Bronny run into his ass.
Yeah, go get your rocks on. I see y'all been cooking. Appreciate y'all had a client come in, so I take care of that. Don't chime in real quick, Poe. What you got?
No, I was just gonna add and say, I think that was a smart move actually, because Bronny ain't so far he ain't showed the talent to put himself in the draft like that to get highly picked, or you don't want to be embarrassed neither. So
he gonna be a lottery pick. He gonna be a lottery pick because of his dad. I'm just saying that he's gonna be
because of what he said. That's what I'm saying. Because if not had it not been for that, he might have fell to the second. That don't look good on the James family name.
Well, yeah, but he would have been a second rounder who LeBron probably could have got the Lakers or somebody with a late pick or whatever to get. Then you would have had to leave LA. And nobody, if you came in second round, nobody's gonna trip. They ain't gonna really be. But if you come in as a lottery pick, it's just like I got homeboy that was in the military, right? I had him in my head, got my degree. I was like, man, you think I ought to go in be in a lieutenant? Say, no, man, don't do that. Usually when people go, they go in, go in unenlisted, get a couple of years under your belt, then go to the officer school, because it's just a level of respect. When you come in to the NBA and your dad just pulled all this cachet to get you in as a lottery pick, think about all the dudes.
He won't be lottery.
I think he will. I think he will, because like OKC got a bunch of picks in the year that he would be eligible. OKC got like 4 picks in the first round. He's gonna be I could see a top 10 because LeBron coming with him, and OKC is trash. So it's not like OKC is gonna become like, okay, we right there. We just need one more piece. Yeah. Now they can waste that pick and still probably have another 2 or 3 picks in the first round.
And if you're a lower tier organization if you draft Bronny and you don't want to bring LeBron James, you're an idiot, because he's going to bring fans. He's going to bring media attention. He's going to bring all these things. So business
sales are going to go up. Yeah. If you're trying to make money,
you're witnessing history. There's going to be a history type tour thing going on. So every game is going to be damn near on TV. So if you're an organization looking to gain some fans and gain some exposure, you damn right you're gonna do that.
But see, the problem with basketball, basketball ain't like nothing else though. Basketball is a meritocracy. You may have all the pedigree and everything. You get your ass on that court, and you skipped ahead of a bunch of guys that had to get it out the mud. They on your ass, nigga. It's hard, and it's gonna be bad. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all was talking Lakers when I first came, right?
Yeah, we just switched up. Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, and because little Bronny, he ain't it right now. Not to say that he can't get his game together and grow. He can end up having a growth spurt crazy and end up 6'7" or something, and then we have a different discussion, because the boy can play. He not no, top pick or nothing like that, but he can play ball. But I tell you like this, the Lakers.
Do you think he should be a top 50 player?
LeBron James this offseason, it's going to be a very entertaining, interesting offseason, because they about to move LeBron James. LeBron want to be moved. They want to move him. It's going to say they franchise. Look forward to LeBron going to Golden State Warriors, because they ain't leaving California. That private jet can get him to practice. He can still stay in LA. But the Warriors got enough pieces to make that move now. So I'm telling you, watch out for Bron offseason going over there. We getting Lakers to get Clay, Poole, and Kumingas in the first round draft pick for that boy.
I wouldn't do that.
No way.
If you because it works for everybody.
No, that does not work for Golden State. That's going to destroy Golden State.
Never.
That would destroy Golden State. That's not a win now team.
You're gonna win, because you got to think about it like this. Because I'm not a LeBron fan, but LeBron's game and Steph's game match each other perfect, especially for how LeBron play now, and what he needs on his team is somebody to take the spotlight way off of him. Steph does that for him, so LeBron will be able to get action even more. You can get rid of the
team won't have problems with scoring. The team will have problems with defense. And you get rid of Kuminga, one of their best defenders, and you getting rid of Clay, one of their best defenders. So now
Clay. Now they was number one before Clay even touched the floor.
No, Clay playing ball right now. Clay playing ball right now.
He is. But I'm telling you, you're gonna have to give up if you get LeBron James, which is gonna bring, like y'all said, all of that, the money. Not only that, but you definitely gonna be in contention, because you still got a deep squad. Wiseman ain't even.
The only way I would take LeBron James is if it's a one-off trade for Draymond, because his back is messed up now. That's the only way.
No.
And the only way. System only works because of Draymond.
But no, because Clay getting the bag already. He already getting paid, so the money gonna work out with Clay being in the deal. So if you get rid of LeBron,
I mean, but if that shit happens, let's say everything you say happens, I'm gonna be mad as hell, because goddamn, how many times are we gonna fucking help this nigga who been in the league 20 years? Now you finna get his nigga Steph Curry. What the fuck? How many times are we gonna help this bitch ass? Hold on, let me get this shit out. Because if that shit happen and the media is gonna, hold on, damn it, the media gonna try to take this nigga to the best team in the fucking NBA, That's some bullshit, man.
That's
the shit I'm talking about. And I would hate his ass even more if they did some shit like that. Why the fuck they gotta help this nigga? Why don't you send Kawhi to the damn Golden State Warriors? Do that. I'd rather see Kawhi play with him. Shit. Send Paul George to the Golden State. Why we gotta send LeBron ass? Damn.
Kawhi Leonard, LeBron trade, straight up could happen. LeBron would have to sign off on it, but I don't think he would want to play with the Clippers. Paul
He's
George
not going to the Clippers, man. You can't stay in LA. The only way you can stay in LA is staying on the Lakers. Now he can't go over to the Clippers. You talking about getting punished through the media, through Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Why would he get punished? That actually wouldn't be a bad trade.
No, I mean it wouldn't be a bad trade.
Because Kawhi on the Lakers makes so much sense, and they probably would instantly become contenders with Anthony Davis.
He's not going to sign over there, man.
Because if he does, Kawhi will win a championship. It'll be like, okay, nigga, you had the girlfriend, and you ain't treat her right. Now she looking good, ain't she?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Cleveland is. Cleveland is that ex-girlfriend. She didn't hit the squat rack. The ass looking good. Damn.
She didn't want to got that Brazilian butt lift. She's looking good right
she looking good. You like, damn, I should have stayed with her. Nigga.
Since he ain't got no trade clause, that's the only thing. He got that both of them, they gotta want to sign off of it, which it makes sense. I hear what my boy up at the top saying that'd be rough for him in LA, because definitely LA fans are clowning. Laker fans, you couldn't make it over here. You took your ass to the secondary team in LA because you was a secondary nigga. But so yeah, him going to Golden State, it just make perfect sense for him, for them too, because you're not gonna win no championship with this squad. It's a nice squad.
Wait a minute, wait. Not gonna win a championship with what?
Golden State don't have a chance to win a chip.
No, they're not gonna win a chip with this squad.
Why? Not without Draymond.
Because Curry, I love Curry to death. Let me tell you, I'm a Curry fan.
I mean, Curry's a bitch. We get Curry don't show up when he count. I get it.
Listen to me real quick. Curry in the playoffs is not the Curry in the regular season, homie. And he need another dude over there. He need another guy that'll take that off of him too, that can go get a bucket or take the attention at least off of him. Not like Clay, like how KD came over there. And
but see, hold on. That's beautiful that you said that, because now we really have to examine that LeBron beat the greatest team of all time then. Because they didn't have Durant.
No, that's not the greatest team of all time. First of all, that's blasphemous.
Exactly. Like, okay, if you telling me what you saying about Steph, hold on. If what they saying about Steph, when they said that about Steph, when he was getting them back-to-back MVPs, they said that it made sense. But I knew it was all cap. I'm like, when it counts, Steph ain't gonna show up, and he didn't.
That's why it makes sense for LeBron to be over there with him. I think they will feed off each other so swell.
Man, why did but this shit, man, let's send that bitch ass nigga to like Portland. Fuck it.
Man, he ain't going to Portland.
He ain't gonna take. See, he got a no
fuck
trade
that
clause,
nigga,
so
man. Listen. I hate his ass. Why do they gotta send him to the fly as shit? Why put him in this nigga? Y'all gonna try to help this nigga get another.
One thing, I don't like LeBron on the court, but I'm gonna tell you this: off the court, I fuck with him because he business savvy. So he set his shit up to where he can make moves like this. You know, if shit go haywire in the Lakers, I got a no trade clause. I can demand a trade. I can pick where I want to go. So it's still like I'm a free agent, even if you got me under contract, because you can't just shit me off nowhere. So I still get to pick and choose. Like, okay, that's cool over there. I fuck with that. Go make a deal.
You know, if I was Golden State, I would just let his ass age and age out in the fucking Lakers. I would say, no, that's all right. I'm not Clay trade. I would not trade Clay. I just wouldn't.
No, they're not gonna trade Clay, man. He's part of that aura.
Trey loves Golden State, bro. Like I'm like, no, man.
I don't think any team is gonna help the Lakers.
But listen,
and look, they could have got Ben Simmons. Hold on, they could have got Ben Simmons for Kuminga, and Ben Simmons would have been a much better trade. But they didn't make the trade for Ben Simmons because they like Kuminga, they like Wiseman. They could have gave Wiseman and Kuminga, and they could have got Ben Simmons, but they didn't do it.
That's not LeBron. I ain't saying that LeBron game. Listen, I'm like you. I don't like his game. His game is not. He's not that dude.
It's not just his game, brother. He doesn't even come up on defense anymore. I understand that.
That's very true. He's been asked in defense for a couple years now. But what I'm saying is, what they would feel like he'll make up on the back end, because you still gonna have. If you look at their lineup, if you don't trade Draymond Green, and you got Wiseman rim protecting, and Draymond Green still doing what he do, can stick all 5 positions, take away one of the team's best scorers, or at least slow him down.
Nah, they're going to have to give up Draymond, bro.
They might have to go. Draymond, they might ship it to another team. He ain't going to go to the Lakers, but I really believe, for sure, because the Lakers ain't you can't take nothing else. I'm taking Kuminga, Klay Thompson, and I'm going to either Kuminga, Klay Thompson. You can either throw me Jordan Poole.
Bro, you do. And the only thing with Kuminga, bro, is that Kuminga has Giannis type potential. I just don't know if I would part ways with Kuminga for LeBron, who at 38, 39 years old. Now okay, LeBron, hold on, listen to me.
Now. It's hold like on, Tom Brady situation.
Why is there such a sense of urgency? Steph ain't number 32, 33. You got like Steph 39 or something. Let this nigga age his ass out, get that bitch ass nigga out the league, and then you can do whatever. And then I don't care who go well.
With you.
But I hate that nigga. Why do they keep putting this nigga on the best teams? Send that fuck nigga to Atlanta. Send his ass to Orlando. Man, look, you know why it sells? You know why it sells? It sells because, listen, it sells because he's hijacked the media and he got a bunch of fucking dick suckers in the league, in the damn media that's going, oh, he's the greatest. Oh, he got this stat. Oh, he got this dunk. Did you see that? Did you see? That's it. It's not that he just coming out here and kicking everybody's ass. He just head and shoulders above everybody in the NBA. It's not that. It's let's get him the best talent. Let's get him on the best team. Shit. Why not take Jordan from the Wizards years and put him on the fucking Pistons or the Lakers or something with Kobe? Damn, that's what, if we gonna do that, what if Jordan had went to the Lakers back then? Jordan would have got another shit. Like, that's what they doing. They helping this nigga. And then you're gonna say he the greatest. I'm like, well, shit. Y'all campaign to put him in the best situations. Y'all campaign to get him on all the top 5 talented teams. Y'all trying to get him next. They're gonna be trying to send his ass to Brooklyn. Shit, man. They trying to get him with Durant. They trying to get him with Kawhi. They trying to get. Damn, I can't. That's why I don't like his ass. Let this nigga play and prove he is what the fuck they say. He's never had to do that. The one time he was chosen to do it, he bitched up. Had he stayed in Cleveland, he would have got it done, but he didn't. I'm not saying he's not great.
He tough. He on LeBron tough.
Bro, listen, if he had stayed in Cleveland, his ass would have got it done. He would nowhere in hell that team was going to keep winning 65 games. Sure. And he wasn't going. He just needed one piece like a Chris Bosh, and he would have got it. He would have been straight. He was right there with Boston. He just was one piece away, and he ran. I'm like, no, stay. Get you one piece. Get you one. Man, ain't nobody want to go.
I'm back in this thing. I see y'all cooking again. Man, I got people coming in every time I get
like I said yesterday on the show, I don't think any organization is going to be like, you know what, we're going to help the Lakers out. This is their chance to put their foot on the Lakers' throat, the organization-wise, and let them be irrelevant for a couple of years. Because the Lakers eventually going to try to trade for somebody. But they don't have anything to trade.
LeBron. That's the only thing they got. So you got to do it. If you're the Laker, you got to trade him.
You can't trade him because he has to approve of it.
Huh?
You can't trade him because he has to approve of it.
You can trade him, but why? He's only, listen, LeBron is a bitch. He's only going to approve for like a team that's like with one of the top 5 players in the league. He want to go to the Bucks. Tell you what he'll go. He'll go to play with Giannis. He'll go to play with KD. He'll go to play with Steph Curry. Those are the only 3 teams LeBron gonna want to play for.
Listen, his kids go to Sierra King. They're not moving. They're not moving from LA. You can forget about it. So he either going to Sacramento Kings, he's not signing off. He either going to Utah Jazz, he's not signing off. If they bring an expansion team to Las Vegas next year, he's not signing off. So it's either Clippers or Golden State. He wants to be moved because he already know this Laker team is done. It's dead for the future. They don't even got no first-round draft pick for the couple years, and they don't got no money to sign nobody else. So this is their squad. So he already know this is out. So when he sees shit like this, like he did in Cleveland the first time, like he did the Miami Heat, he out. So he cool with, all right, let's get on the phone. But who can you gonna get on the phone with? Golden State. Because I can fly right to that's 5-hour drive. That's an hour flight, 30-minute flight with my private jet. So I'll be right there. So we ain't got to move. Kids stay in their school they going to. There it is, bro. And they got enough pieces. Golden State got enough pieces. You're not going to say no to LeBron James, and the NBA ain't going to let that happen either. They're going to make that fucking trade happen because Steph Curry and LeBron James, just that headlining in Golden State, Out of here.
Well, yeah. Well, look, there's a reason I don't watch this shit. This shit is a fucking. This nigga has made this shit into the AAU, and that's why I don't support it. That's why I don't support it. I don't give a fuck if the NBA go out of business. That's where I'm at. Like if they keep doing this shit, bro, I can't take it, bro. I can't keep watching this shit.
It's true.
Where they getting this nigga every fucking thing, and he's the greatest. Like no, the fuck he ain't. You keep getting him everything he want. You putting this nigga on teams with Steph Curry. Shit, this nigga gonna be them played with 100 fucking top 75 players, man. This nigga gonna be them played with 100 top 75. Ain't but 75. Shit, that nigga gonna be them played with all of them. Yeah, man, that nigga played with Wilt Chamberlain, man. Somehow they got Wilt Chamberlain. They resuscitated him.
They turned this into 2K.
Damn.
Well, let's get back to the premise of the show. Are the Lakers making the playoffs? I guess.
Hell no.
And if you asked me that 2 weeks ago, I'd have said, yeah, right now I ain't so sure. We sitting at 9, and New Orleans is climbing. Blazers may mess around and get something together. Yeah. I don't know where we are, bro.
Portland is around there. They 9-10.
Yeah,
something
Portland
like that.
is in 11.
Right. They around there. They're around there. They're camping out.
Look, man, nothing would make me more orgasmic than to see this nigga not even play in the damn play-in. Oh my God. Like, bro, you talking about nigga, I will bust a screaming nut if that nigga look, I'm gonna be so happy. Look, I admit
did they
it.
just lose to New Orleans?
Yeah, they got blown.
They lost to New Orleans, but I don't think that's a bad loss because they a different team. Everybody got to take that in mind. They not the same New Orleans now that they got CJ.
Yeah,
that's true.
The full scout report ain't out on them yet with CJ like that. So yeah, and CJ he playing with a chip on his shoulder. He got traded and then probably hurt him a little bit. And he's a competitor. He wants to make the playoffs. He didn't go to New Orleans just kind of fall off to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? He's a competitor. He wants to win.
He hoping.
He's always hoping. It's just tough to win.
Right.
That dynamic with them two guards just wasn't gonna work, man. And it took them too long to figure that out.
Right, they're too small, bro. You can't have 2 6'3" guards. People don't understand that. It's just not gonna work.
Ain't nothing worse than a small backcourt. It hasn't proven to win yet. It hasn't proven to win yet. And people just still be trying to beat their head over the proverbial wall, trying to make that work because it looks good. It's cool. We watched Dame and CJ pull up for the better part of approaching 10 years?
Almost 10.
Yeah, it's a good looking product, but I mean, if you look at it, when you put your monocle on and really look at what it's made of, come on, bro, that's second round elimination all written all over.
Last time I saw something like that consistently was the damn Bad Boys with Joe Dumars and Isaiah. But look who you're talking about, Isaiah.
Exactly.
Right.
A real point guard. A real point guard.
Them is two
dudes who play defense.
Breeds, the niggas too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Them two different breed of niggas right there.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, for me, I still have the Bucks repeating because I don't see anybody stopping that.
Now we really don't, quite frankly, know for sure what the damn 76ers are gonna be. I'm calling it good. They've looked good these first 2 games.
The Nets, man. The Nets,
I ain't trying to be funny. All you gotta do is tweak what's the name ankle, and he done for about a year. You know how he is, man. I just don't trust him.
Well, James
I don't
Harden.
trust Durant, man. You twist that nigga ankle, he out for a month, man.
Well, James Harden. All you gotta do is just take have the referees actually do their job, and then you take him out of the playoff series. So I mean, I don't trust the 76ers either.
James Harden take himself out. James Harden.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he take himself out the game.
You ain't gotta send no dogs at him. Just let the referees do their job and call a real basketball game. You going home.
I'm calling the Sixers fools go. Like they look really good these first 2 games. Really good.
Fools go.
He's done that on 3 teams though. First 2 games of Rockets on that 50-game streak. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Then he go to the Nets, was killing when he first got there. Like he always in the honeymoon stage gonna do well. I mean, we know that about him.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
So James Harden, he one of them dudes. It's like a girl you get, man, and then when you first get them, they just like you so much, and she want to hold your hand everywhere.
Right.
And then as soon as the first time you gotta kind of, I ain't gonna say check her, but when you let her know a little something one time, and then it's this ain't what I thought it was. And then by the time it's out, you the problem instead of her. So this
but you know what though? I'm gonna say this about Harden. As much as I say he messes up in clutch moments, if Chris Paul had been there a couple of key points, they would have got over the hump.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So with Embiid right now, I just think if he got Embiid, he's a second option, quite frankly. That's really what he is. And he's a good second option, but he's a second option. Because even in a weak-ass year this year, he was averaging 24 points a game. So I think he can easily get out there, get him about 27, 28 with your boy, and you know, Embiid to do the rest, man. And now, the only problem, they're going to have a real motherfucking problem with Giannis. I don't know why everybody – if Giannis had some help for real, if Giannis had one good, like, consistent player, because he only got nobody. Because I'm sorry, Chris Middleton is whack. I'm sorry. If you get him one good piece.
Yeah, I wouldn't say nobody.
Nah. Because he got Drew Holiday, too.
Yeah.
Man, Drew Holiday ain't – look. If you look at the series,
they got good players.
Listen, hold on. Let me say this: Drew and Chris will get cooking from time to time. I'm not saying that. That's kind of like Pau Gasol, right? Kobe had Pau Gasol. We all know Pau Gasol. Some games would disappear. Chris Middleton in the playoffs, when the Bucks lost up until last year, was disappearing in the playoffs consistently, just like James Harden. He always disappears. He does. I'm talking about somebody that you like, for example. Switch him out with Jimmy Butler, and ain't nobody stopping the Bucks. Nobody, because Jimmy Butler as that second option, he mean. He may not be hitting the shot every day, but the nigga mean. Whoever that other team player, his ass locked up. He gonna struggle, and so he gonna make the game muddy and close. And then you got Giannis, and it's over. It's over.
The thing about the Bucks, though, the way they team constructed, it fits. It fits nice for everybody. Everybody can play their role. You don't see, because I never been a dude, a guy that think you need 10, 4 superstars on your team to win. If you got a dominant player, Donos, and you got everybody else around him to do their job, hit open shots, you come through here and there, because Chris will come through in big time situations, and he might be having a shitty 3 quarters. And so that dude can come through in that fourth quarter. I seen him knocked down.
Look, I don't see him as I've seen him before. He did last year, but before that, he was well known for disappearing. He disappeared against Atlanta.
Yeah, but a lot of folks are well known to disappearing until they win.
Right.
Speaking of the devil, James Harden, anybody?
Right.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so when you say disappear, I don't know.
That 7 for 44 game James Harden.
Some teams are just better. Like if you look at LeBron going up against San Antonio that time in 07, it was just a better team. LeBron he did his thing. He averaged something. I can't stand his ass, but he averaged some good points. But he lost. You know what I'm saying? But if you talking about a guy like James Harden, who was getting all these crazy numbers, averaging, third option on the damn OKC, he's supposed to have gotten that series and at least gave him 20 points. And that nigga was out there getting 8 points. I'm like, what the hell is this? I could have done that.
So are y'all sleeping on the Nets? Let me ask y'all that, because
I'm not sleeping on the Nets, but they gotta beat the mayor. They gotta beat the mayor of New York first before they even worry about playing. The mayor of New York, with his dumb ass, he want to shut the damn city down and destroy all the businesses, and that's what he's doing. And so they don't care. These Democrats don't care. So it depends on what happens with that mayor, man. If they let the boy play, then yeah, but they might be a contender. But then with KD, man, I just don't trust him physically no more. He about like Anthony Davis to me.
No, well, see, if you think about it, he played all last season when he came back. He didn't get hurt.
No, he set out some times last year. He set out some games last year too.
I mean, you're gonna do that because especially if you're coming from sitting out for a year.
This is a different breed.
You're gonna sit
These
out
guys
here,
are
but for
different.
the most part, he played.
These guys are different, man, than back in the day. You go back and look, them guys were playing 82 games. I'm like, damn. But these dudes now, they resting. They take, okay, we had a back-to-back. We're going to sit out. It's different. These guys ain't durable no more, man. Durant,
not the fact that they're not durable.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you everybody on here. Hold on, I got you. Everybody on here.
Let y'all know.
Everybody on here played ball. How many of y'all saw Anthony Davis twist his ankle? I twisted
my
ankle the exact same way. Guess what they told me? They told me tie that bitch tight, keep playing, and that's what I did. Guess what? I got home that day, pulled my shoe off. I thought my shit was gonna swell up. It didn't even swell. Guess what? About 2 days later, I'm back in the gym, jumping and dunking, doing my thing. Now my thing is, I got a homeboy that tore some what did he do? He did something to a meniscus or something. Man, it took him about a couple of weeks. He was back out. I'm saying that this was in the 90s. Early, I'm talking about 91, 92, and we was doing that. I'm just saying that the physicality, you remember these guys like Isaiah Thomas hurt his ankle and gave him 25 points with a hurt ankle. Like these guys, it's just a different breed. These are men that had fathers in their lives. In other words, get your ass up, go to work. I don't care about you being sick. Get your ass. That type of generation. And so these guys now, man, they oh, my ankle. Oh, I'm out. Like LeBron. I'll never be the same the rest of my career because I hurt my ankle. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
But
I'll never be the same.
All right,
like,
we got a round robin. I gotta, because this thing gonna shut down, man. My phone about to
all
die.
right, man. My battery dead with me. Y'all have a good one. Stay up.
All right,
too, man.
All right, man. Peace, bro.
All right.
All right, you got any closing remarks?
No, I was just gonna say that people don't think like that anymore to toughen it out, man, because they think about their brand. It's all about brand. I'm thinking about my brand. What can I do to salvage that? Guys don't go into the season hardly ever anymore thinking, you know what, I'm gonna play 82 games. Nobody cares about 82 games anymore. So
yeah.
it is what it is. But it's great topic. It's crazy because I was gonna do something like this. Either tomorrow or Wednesday, but it is what it is. So.
Man, it could be a continuation. So this one went longer than I expected because I'm at work, so I had to pop in and out. So appreciate everybody still rocking with the stream. Appreciate the Pope coming up. Appreciate Sub-Zero coming up. I'm gonna go back and listen to the middle part because I don't know what y'all saying. I was talking to Cuz.
I don't know what's going on, but I think we need to do. I think we need to discuss Steph Curry's position in the point guard history.
Okay.
I think that's one we need to get on.
Okay. All right, yeah, we can do that soon. So y'all be on the lookout for Between Game Sports, Hoop Jargon, as always. And appreciate y'all again be coming on these streams. I'm gonna start doing it more frequently. Get basketball minds on here. I try to limit to the people who know what they're talking about. Whether you may agree or not in the comments, and I appreciate that, man. Because again, I want more people on here to give pushback. Everything don't have to be everybody up here agreeing on every little talking point. That's not real hoop discussion. That's not real sports discussion. So I always welcome different opinions to come on up here and speak their piece, to just share what they know. We all got different life experiences looking at the same thing, or different takeaways looking at the same thing. So it's always good to get those out, as long as, we're being respectful to each other and all that, which, I'm always a fan of that. So any closing remarks you got, Will?
No, that's it, man. Y'all just look out. We're probably going to get the show back cracking Thursday later. So.
Bet. All right, y'all. So next time we out.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And I only let selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.